Hi, my name is Shankar Subramanian. My name is Shankar Subramanian Iyer, and the topic today is researching blockchain technology and its usefulness in higher education. This is part of the second international conference on machine learning, IoT, and blockchain. So I'm excited to cover this topic in today's presentation. I'm basically a researcher at SPJN School of Global Management, Dubai campus. So let's look at the purpose of the paper. The purpose of this research study was to investigate the blockchain features, challenges, and its benefits in education, followed by review of some current blockchain higher education application and its implementation in higher education. So the main reason for all this to happen is there is a lot of higher education challenges like cost, longevity of the records, loss of records, for example, which can be easily sorted out by blockchain application. The next of the need in education is the records verification by external stakeholders. For example, if you go for employment, the employees would like to verify your records or authenticate your certificates, which can be easily done by using a blockchain. Or it also leads to a comfort level because knowing blockchain and the features, if everything is in blockchain, blockchain can easily provide the security for holding the records, and also it can be held in tamper-proof way because the participants' consent is required for any change. And then this can be a very transparent system and authenticated. Even in terms of if you're joining some other academy, so the certificates of the earlier certificates need to be authenticated or verified. It can be easily done. So next is since blockchain is a system which is decentralized, unlike the earlier education system, which is centralized. So there's a limitation of these records being held in a centralized manner because it can be easily tampered with, altered, or lost. So all this can be avoided using a blockchain in a decentralized manner. And the hacking and fraudulent practices is negligible or not existing. So all this gives comfort to the current higher education system because we need to have information which is confidential and it needs to be held in a secured manner. So all that can be easily done on a blockchain platform. So the blockchain features and benefits are adequately suitable to education. So these are the factors which will be covered in the research paper. So all this makes education, the higher education, to be shifting to a student-centric system, unlike the earlier university-centric system. So if you look at the research framework, so the constraints were identified by using secondary research and studying the gaps of scholarly papers. So about 150 to 100 papers were studied on blockchain and the needs and in the education and in various other fields, and to identify the constraints and the sub-variables which make the constraints, and in their way, which are the dependent variables and the independent variables. So we look at the dependent variable, the successful implementation of blockchain in higher education, okay, which comprised of variables like economics of scale, the price, the regulator, the sponsor or the guarantor, the energy needs of blockchain system to be sorted out, tokenization, that is the asset capitalization or what you call as the rewards for the various functions. The acceptance of the blockchain in the education domain is a major hurdle. And then the behavior of the various users to use blockchain. So these were identified as the constraint of the dependent variable, the sub-variables, and the sub-variables of the independent constraints like blockchain technology features and benefits and the higher education needs. So these were put on this thing to study the relationship between the dependent and the independent variables. So if you look at the blockchain factors which can be useful to education, we're looking at security, transparency, decentralized ledgers, minting or corrections required, immutable or tamper-proof, or relative user anonymity, then cost effectiveness. So higher education needs, obviously, you can see one-to-one match, confidentiality of the information, storage and retrieval, which is required in a higher education, reduced cost of the system, modern technologies plug in like machine learning and VR, virtual reality, or artificial intelligence can be easily added on to the blockchain platform. The authentication of these, the certificates, which is a need of the higher education, and the singular regulator across the sector can be easily arranged on the blockchain. The quality assurance of the education and also the student-centric curriculum and policies. So the hypothesis formulated where H1, the reliability, immutability features of blockchain be useful for successful implementation of blockchain technology in education. H2, the trust and efficiency features of blockchain technology, which are useful for storing records of education. The higher education needs to be addressed for successful implementation of the blockchain in higher education. So these were the hypotheses. So what are the methodology? The secondary research used for identification of the independent and the dependent variables, and informal discussions with experts, both in blockchain and in education and in various other domains. Also, blockchain users were approached, and to ascertain the gaps and to also ascertain the constraints which go into using blockchain for education. So discussions with 12 education experts were recorded and transcripts to arrive and confirm the research framework, relationships between the constraints. Then the quantitative primary research was conducted. So around 850 odd samples, questionnaires were distributed. And then we got a respondents of 383 response across the various countries, India, Australia, Malaysia, Singapore, Pakistan, and UAE. So we used the stratified, clustered, simple, random sampling approach for collecting the data. So analyzing the data, we'll see that 95% graduates of the demographics were received, and mostly from the education and technology field across the 6 countries. Then the PLS, the structural equation model, that is using partial least square on ADENCO was used. So construct reliability was well over 0.7, indicated by the Cronbach alpha values for all the constraints, and the gyroscope rho values were above 0.8. So that shows that the constraints were significant and reliable for the internal consistency reliability. And then the P and the T values were well within the limits. All two-sided P values were within 0.002 and the T values were well over 5. The path coefficients are significant and marked 3 star and positive correlation. R squared was generally high and showed significance. 55.6% of the relationship between the constraints has been explained satisfactorily. It is considered good. So this is the output. So you'll see H1, H2, H3 are all supported. Looking at the P and the T and the beta values. So what was the conclusion? The conceptual model, which was the framework which was developed, is valid and reliable as per the PLS SEM tests, which was conducted on Adenco. The relationship between the constraints are valid and significant. The model can be very much used for further research studies. The managerial decision in education can be used, can be taken using this model. So added to the primary data, which is now available of this survey and the secondary data initiatives. So it will lead to a big jump in the development of higher educational needs of the community and the society. So like if someone is studying or researching on education transformation or digitization of education, so these kind of concepts will be very easily authenticated by some of the data which is collected here and can be used for further research. The objective of the research has been met to suggest and confirm the relationship between the blockchain technology features and benefits, the higher education needs, and then the successful implementation of blockchain technology in higher education. And this was confirmed by using the PLS, that is the partial least square, the structural equation model, integrating the various theories. Okay, so the relationship has been validated, and then the consistency and reliability has been tested of this whole the model. Okay, and then the output is integrating the existing theories, that is a transformation theory model, the Mazzero and the social model of higher education has been used, and then the acceptance, the technology acceptance factors have all been introduced and used in developing this model, and it has been validated and reliability and consistency tested by using the SEM PLS. Okay, so this has been the main contribution and originality factor in this research. So this has been the summary of the whole research paper, and we are open to questions now. Thank you very much for hearing me out.